touchdowns on the year. That's more than anyone else in Division 1A. This puts San Diego State back within 7, but Ryan Christopherson ends off a drive with a touchdown of his own. Wyoming missed the extra point, so their lead is 13 in the third. Joel.
7:41 left in the third. That's an eternity.
Long time.
What's the life expectancy of defensive coordinators in the Western Athletic Conference?
3 quarters.
Second and long after the loss. Second and 13. Collins with pressure again. Almost an incredible play by the quarterback. He found Shipman and almost hit him on a dead run. NFL Prime Monday this Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Time with Mike Tirico. He's joined by Joe Theismann, Craig James, and Ron Jaworski. Chris Mortensen updating all the latest, the NFL news. Live reports for the Monday night game with Dan Deerdorf as well. That's NFL Prime Time Monday night, 7:30 right here on ESPN. This Memphis State defense. Average loss of pounds at the end of this game because of the humidity, and they've been on the field so long. They have been incredible.
Gutsy performance.
3rd and 13. Collins has his man Jones again. He pushes back the defensive back. Callaway finally gets to him. He's got enough for the first down, though.
Chris Jones just hooking at the sticks for the first down. He's had a big night tonight, Chris Jones. Made a lot of possession catches. He's the lower receiver down here, working against Dominic Callaway, number 1. Knows where the first down is. High pass, makes the catch, tries to stretch the ball out for the first down marker.
We've been looking at some of those numbers from Collins and some of the wide receivers. There has not been a running game tonight for Miami. Otherwise, they would be up by a larger margin than 11. With all the numbers they have posted, you would think they'd be up by a lot more than 11 points. Stewart, one of the better runs of the night. Off the left tackle. Jeremy Williams, a free safety, pulling him down, but not before he moves the sticks once again for another Hurricane first down. Rudy Barber over there on the left side. The left guard leading the way.
Well, this defense has been in so many plays. They got to wear down sooner or later. Tim Rose can be proud of the effort that his defense gave tonight. And I like the way he coaches. He coaches positive.
He's still juiced up. 10:26 left. It's like the first quarter to him. First carry of the night. Make that Stewart, not the new one who just came in. He takes it inside the 20 and brought Derek Harris in, but split him out. He wasn't in the backfield. James Stewart with a run once again for good yardage of 7, almost 8.
Bartow on the tackle, number 59. 55, Rod Brown also. 2 tight end offense. Trying to get a hat on a hat. Cut back. Good block by Terrell Green, number 51.
So now it's 2nd and short, 2nd and 3 for Miami. 19-yard line. They've got to take it just inside the 16. Larry Jones trying to get away from the tackle. Slow down to the backfield. The initial hit, Tim Hart set it all up with a great penetration. And on 2nd and short, it's now going to be 3rd and close to 9. This defense won't quit.
No, they won't quit, and they keep slanting and looping and prowling before the snap of the ball. The defensive line is just they're a moving target all the time. 54, you see the quick move he made inside Tim Hart. Now he was able to get his hands on number 23, Larry Jones. Now here comes the help. Watch the pursuit of the Memphis State defense. They don't quit. You see, when you get 5, 6, 7, you love that as a defensive coordinator because they're running to the football every play. They're not giving up.
They just won't let Miami run the ball.
They try to go back to Chris Jones now at number 85.
The quick one for Harris makes the man miss. Harris on his way to the end zone. Touchdown Miami and Jonathan Harris.
Missed tackle again, Joel, by number 19, Jeremy Williams. When they spread you out, you have to be sure tacklers. Jeremy Williams has had a good night. working against number 3, the uncovered receiver. See the missed tackle, and that just then the speed. Jonathan Harris for the touchdown.
Dane Pruitt on for the point after try. And Miami extends their advantage now to 18 with a touchdown run and catch by Jonathan Harris. 8:44 left. It's the Hurricanes up 35-17.
Recently, Jim Holland made the longest ski jump in history. He stayed in the air for 30 minutes and flew the equivalent of 36 miles. This incredible jump took place in a wind tunnel, and it was all part of an off-season training program for the U.S. ski team made possible by Visa and its card holders. Visa, the only card that helps train these athletes and the only card accepted at the '94 Winter Olympics, where Jim Holland hopes to make the second longest ski jump in history.
What's he doing? Better humor him.
Okay, I'm here to show you the new Panasonic Palm Quarter camcorder with digital image stabilizer.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
It helps hold the picture steady even when your hand shakes this much. And Palm Quarter tapes can play in any VHS recorder. So why buy a camcorder whose tapes can't play in your VCR?
I don't know.
The choice is obvious. The Panasonic Palm Quarter. Its tapes will play in your VCR.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes.
And I am Mr. Gallywikich.
You mean Dr. Galakowitz?
Yes, I am. This is so cool.
First time in a limo? Doctor?
In a limo this small.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Chill out with some championship hoops. The Great Alaska Shootout. Watch it Saturday at midnight only on ESPN.
Legends have been in and out of that place, and the traditions, you know, it's unreal. We would let history down. We'd let, you know, everybody down if, you know, if we were to, you know, give up that streak.
The exceptional defensive end, Kevin Patrick of the Miami Hurricanes, talking about the streak as far as alums are concerned. Now, they're not only doing it for the current squad, but the alumni that have put together the streak. The tradition that's here, the close-knit fraternity of players that have played at the University of Miami. Back deep, Spalding and Matt Cody. It'll be Cody from the 12. Got it across the 25 to the 27. Let's check in again with Adrian Carson. Adrian?
Yeah, Joel, a couple of noteworthy items here, some of which you may not be aware of, to be honest with you, concerning the streak. Dennis Erickson, the third coach. Howard Schnellenberger, Jimmy Johnson now coach Dennis Erickson in charge of the team here during the streak. 8 starting quarterbacks. Remember these guys: Vinny Testaverde, Jeff Torretta, Steve Walsh, Craig Erickson, Gino Torretta, Frank Costa, now Ryan Collins. 25 nationally televised games, 9 of which were on our air. Get this, 26-0 versus animals, as in Rams, Terrapins, and Badgers. Get more in a minute here, Joel.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. Larry Porter on the carry out to the 34. He gets 5.
Joel, how about 1-0 versus mechanical devices, like the Toledo Rockets? 27-0 versus civic groups and others, like Seminoles, Irish Cornhuskers, and Scarlet Knights. How about this, Coach? You guys remember who won the Heisman Trophy in 1985 when the streak started? Bo Jackson.
And?
And the streak is continuing for the Hurricanes. Bruce on the reception, getting away and picking up the first down to the 42-yard line. James Burgess, the linebacker, knocking him out.
Tom Tuberville, the Miami defensive coordinator. There's a lot of people after him as far as being a head coach, and a lot of teams would like to hire him away here as a defensive coordinator. He has to be pleased. He has to be pleased with the way his defensive team has played tonight.
First down, Memphis State. Scarpino way overthrowing Cody. The closest one to it for Miami, Earl Little, a backup safety, a true freshman from North Miami. Not that much PT playing time, so Little upset that he couldn't get to that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10, 7:53 left. Now, Coach, Nebraska wins. They beat Oklahoma.
There's Tom Tuberville right there, the defense coordinator. Has to be pleased with the effort of his defense tonight. Really a solid coach. I'm sorry, Joe, go ahead.
Get back right after this play on rankings that'll be coming out. The delay, I don't want it, you take it. He lost it. Recovered by Klein, or make it Patrick. The big hit, Dwayne Johnson. He hammered it away. The young man from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The recovery for Kevin Patrick.
Wow.
The fifth turnover for Memphis State.
Tony Scarpino never had a chance. Never had a chance on that play. Not just penetration. Dwayne Johnson, number 94. Tony Scarpino really didn't know the football was knocked loose. Then Kevin Patrick, an alert football player, number 86, the All-American. And Joe, I believe Darren Krein should have made some of these All-American teams too, along with Kevin Patrick. I mean, both of them, they play equally well from those defensive end positions.
Exceptional bookends for the Miami Hurricanes. 5 turnovers now for the Tigers.
You want to go out and you're a senior, your last home game. You want to make it a big one.
Collins is throwing it away.
How'd he throw that one badly?
Obviously, he wanted a post pattern even if no one would run it. The streak, I'll look at it, comparing it to all-time home winning streaks. The Boston Celtics with 38. Miami with 27 in the National Football League. The St. Louis Browns. Hard to believe, huh?
Philadelphia Flyers.
The reputation
24.
the Browns had.
And there's some basketball teams also, great college streaks that maybe we'll take a look at.
2nd and 10 from the 31 of Memphis State. It's Larry Jones. He fumbles the ball at the point of the tackle. It still belongs to Miami. Denton Bartow making the hit. Now, I was about to say the rankings coming out. Oklahoma loses to Nebraska. Nebraska finishes the regular season undefeated. West Virginia does the same, beating Boston College at Boston College, while Florida State wins and stops a 23-game winning streak for the Gators at Florida Field. Florida State had an incredibly difficult schedule. I have a feeling, though, that West Virginia will be above them in the polls.
They may have had the toughest schedule of anybody in the country. And West Virginia is a team with 26 seniors, 2 quarterbacks, Darren Studstill and Jake Kelchner.
Pass off the fingertips of the defensive back, Rod Brown, hitting the quarterback, Ryan Collins, at the end of the play. He took quite a shot.
No, Joe, I'm a proponent of the playoff system. You're never going to please everybody, but I believe we should have a playoff. Should have a 16-team format. If we can't have a 16-win, I'd like to see an 8. Here's Rod Brown, number 55, just leveling Ryan Collins.
That was the 53rd attempt for Ryan Collins tonight. The last time a Miami quarterback threw it that often, Craig Erickson, 52 times. Fittingly, it came against BYU.
They have truly pumped the footballs up tonight.
They'll go for it on 4th and 6. Collins, with plenty of time, throws it wide of Jonathan Harris, who just got that touchdown pass. And Memphis State takes over on downs. So the Tigers get it back with 6:51 left. We'll be right back to the Orange Bowl. The Canes in control. The Hurricanes of Miami up by 18.
I'm Cliff Taylor, manager of Schaefer Honda, with exciting news. Because you made Schaefer Honda's first year so successful, we're honored to show you an exclusive sneak preview of the 1994 Honda Accord with a fresh new design, sporty new exterior, roomier interior, longer lower lines, more power, new security and safety features. See the all-new redesigned Honda Accord Thursday or place your order today at Schaefer Honda, 3254 Elvis Presley off I-55 and 240. Just turn at the fork in the road.
Why boat specials with cold weather coming on? Because I can save you real money right now. I'm Bobby Ward. Schaefer Marine and Sport has moved back home to the Bluff City Autoplex. Low overhead means low prices. Look, a new Fisher build-down special or a 94 Spectrum fishing rig, water ready, only $107 a month. Or a terrific Procraft bass boat, ready to go, only $15,995. Want no payment till spring, want zero down? We'll work it out at Schaefer Marine and Sport. Your low overhead, high volume boat dealer. Get one at I-240. Let's do it.
Laws of motion. 1. Bodies in linear motion will continue in a straight path unless acted upon by another force. 2. A direct relationship exists between acceleration and force. 3. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Of course, some events fall into the realm of chaos theory. A force best represented as ESPN 2.
Under 7 minutes left. Memphis State gets it back, but they're down by 18. Joel Myers, Mike Godfrey of the Orange Bowl in Miami. Memphis State has turned it over 5 times. The pitch goes to Quitman Spalding. He's knocked down right at the marker. No gain of the carry for the redshirt freshman from Winchester, Tennessee.
Joe, if we had a 16-team playoff, the first game at the site of the highest seed team, if Nebraska the 1 versus the 16 seed, which would be the WAC team, either Fresno or BYU if they win it. Florida State at home against Boston College. West Virginia at home against UCLA. Notre Dame at home against North Carolina. Tennessee at home against Arizona. A&M at home against Alabama. Florida against Wisconsin. And Miami against Ohio State. I just feel like that a playoff would prove to give you the true champion.
Scarpino finding Bruce again. He took a pop. C.J. Richardson hitting him high.
Now 16's too much for you. Then let's have an 8-team playoff. Miami against Nebraska at Nebraska. The first seed against the 8th. 5, Texas A&M against Notre Dame at Notre Dame. West Virginia against Tennessee at West Virginia. And Florida against Florida State at Florida State. I think it would be bigger than the Super Bowl. It'd be bigger than college basketball's tournament. It'd be the biggest thing we had. And eventually gender equity is going to force this issue also.
Spalding on first down. I think it's safe to say you like the possibilities of a playoff down the road. We'll be right back to continue that discussion with Coach Godfrey. Let's go back to Mike Tirico. Mike?
They're still playing to see who will decide the WAC champion, thus get the Holiday Bowl bid. And San Diego State's David Lowry in for the injured Tim Gutierrez. Touchdown pass to the tight end Alex Semenink. And all of a sudden, San Diego State is within 6.
Thanks, Mike. That missed extra point on Wyoming's last touchdown could be a big one.
12 points away from 80.
Scarpino with pressure on his way down. He looked like he was tripped there by Kevin Patrick. Probably lucky he was because Darren Crine was in there headhunting.
Kevin Patrick's making a statement here. This is my last game. I'm going to stay on this football field. And Darren Crine and I have played hard here for Miami our entire career. And we're not going to stop now. He really leg whipped him and tripped him.
That hurt.
Use everything.
That's 10 sacks now of Scarpino.
Darren Crine has the dirt on his helmet.
So it's after the loss all the way back to the 26 where it's 3rd and 15. Trying to force it in for Anderson. Intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Corwin Francis. That is the 6th turnover for Memphis State. But believe it or not, the previous 5, Miami could capitalize and turn into only 10 points.
Tom Tuberville's defense tonight has come up with the big plays and has really generated this win. The offense stalled tonight, but Kevin Patrick and the defense, Darren Crine, just turned up the intensity.
The cheer you might have heard in the background, not only for Kevin Patrick in the play of Corwin Francis, but Frank Costa has come on the field as the quarterback now for the Hurricanes. He started their first 5 games of the year, the junior from St. Joe's Prep in Philadelphia. 1st and 10 of the 48. He feels the heat early, doesn't he? Marvin Thomas, the redshirt freshman from Alabama, in before he could even set up.
Frank's going to talk to his offensive line here on the first chance he gets in the huddle here. Hey, I've been sitting on the sideline now for almost 4 quarters. I finally get a chance to come in here, and you guys are going to block? Give me a little protection here.
Ryan likes to leave the pocket. I'm going to stay home.
Frank is telling them that. Hey, I'm right here. You're going to find me 7 yards deep. Block him.
2nd and 10 for the 48. Larry Jones. This defense is still playing it like it's the first 15 minutes of play.
Marvin Thomas Number 98, freshman, making the tackle.
Inside of 4 minutes remaining in the game, Miami will tie Alabama with a victory tonight, making it 57 straight wins here on their home field of the Orange Bowl.
What an accomplishment, too. I mean, that really is. This Miami program can really be proud of that. They've beaten some good teams along the way.
Third and a dozen. Tellison well short of the first down marker. So Miami has a 4th down at about 6. The punting unit started to come out of the field. Dennis Erickson will keep the offensive unit out there. They will go for it on 4th down.
4th down and 6.
Well, Frank Costa doesn't mind that call. He'd like to stay out there. Not much time for Costa recently. As Brian Collins moved into the starting lineup. He's got the first down. Chris Jones, he's my vote already for player of the game. Inside the 30, spinning for a first down to the 25.
I'm going to second that, Joel. I think you're looking at the player of the game for Miami. He's had a big night receiving the football. A lot of key catches tonight for Miami.
For Chris T. Jones, he's got 7 receptions for 151 yards. The last one going for 23. He is only a junior. Great size at 6'4", 210. Al Stewart. Knocked out at the 20. Miami has run the ball far more effectively in the second half, but they were not very impressive on the ground in the first 30 minutes of play.
No, Joe, they've wore them down here, this defense. I mean, you can't ask any more. You can't ask any more of this Memphis defense than they've gotten out of their team tonight.
Let's look down the road. Miami, Arizona. A possible matchup in the Fiesta Bowl, and Arizona with a phenomenal defense.
Somebody will win that one 2-0. 2 great defenses.
So you're just talking about the lowest margin of victory for Miami at home in the streak, and it was against the Arizona Wildcats. 2nd and 5 from the 20. Stewart cutting it back, running into his own blocker, or making Larry Jones rather, running up the back of his tackle, Ricky Perry. So now 3rd and a couple. The clock rolls down to 2 minutes remaining. So Miami will finish at 9-2, and Memphis State will finish with their 2nd consecutive winning season at 6-5. The Miami offense on the field for most of the second half. That's Ryan Collins. His work is done, throwing for a career best, better than 350 yards tonight. Offside against Memphis State. Jumping off, it was Rod Mason. So it'll be a first down for Miami on the offside against Memphis State. That'll take it down to the 13. It has been a magnificent night to be at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Glad you could join us. Joel Myers along with Coach Mike Godfrey. 91 seconds left, and Miami finally took control here in the second half after some anxious moments in the first half. They were trailing most of the first 15 minutes of play, 7-6. Then jumped out to a 21-7 lead.
Joe, and I've enjoyed it with you tonight, and this is our last regular season game. Our camera guys have been the best. Our directors, producers, all year. Our stats people up here, they've been great. Couldn't ask for a better group to work with.
Costa for Larry Jones. He's out of bounds at the 6. Don't go anywhere right after the matchup here at the Orange Bowl. It's a Residence Inn College scoreboard. That is coming up next on ESPN. And it looks like Miami may get one more to score before it's all over. They're Down to the 7. Rohan Marley, he'll get ready for the bowl game.
If you're watching that, this one's for you, baby.
Larry Jones spinning. He's short of the first down. Tim Hard pulling him down. Well, a very emotional moment now for the Miami Hurricanes seniors along with the coaching staff. Their final home game, and they did do it. Tied it at 57.
The pressure goes on the 1994 team now to keep the streak going, and the Washington Huskies will be the first opponent unless that schedule's changed.
3rd and a couple. A little more than a yard. Close to 2 for Costa. It's James Stewart, and Miami gets another touchdown. Zev Lomelski leading the way on the block, a young man that was born in Russia, raised in Israel, and then finally moved to Miami. The promised land as far as he's concerned. 26 seconds to go. And the Hurricanes get another touchdown.
Joe, I want to just say as we close this, on Memphis State, Chuck Stobart, I'll tell you, has to be proud of his football team. He's beaten here 41-17, but tell you, the score doesn't indicate the effort that was given by this football team from Memphis State.
Scott Barnwell in for the extra point try. The snap is bobbled by Chrissy, the punter. So it'll stay at a 24-point margin. We'll be right back to wrap things up with 26 seconds left at the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Nokia. You already know how to use it. Nokia. Connecting people.
What do you mean I can't do that?
Please, don't pull that on me now.
I'm pressing enter.
You're the computer. You tell me where the file is.
Huh?
Don't just sit there blinking.
Enter. I'm gonna give this to you, but I want it back.
The idea of talking to a computer is certainly not a new one.
Open status report.
Getting a response certainly is. The new Desk Pro with business audio from Compaq.
You might expect Lexus to unveil our latest line of cars after inspecting them once, or twice, or perhaps 3 times. But each of our cars must pass inspection on over 100 items. And after that, they're covered by a special limited warranty. Announcing Lexus certified pre-owned cars. Only at your Lexus dealer, ready for your inspection.
The Hurricanes winning their 57th consecutive game at home to tie Alabama for the NCAA record and our Visa Player of the Game for Memphis State. Their leading receiver all year long, the senior from Dillard High School in Fort Lauderdale, Isaac Bruce. Caught 9 tonight, averaging just about 10 yards per reception with a couple of touchdowns. He's our Visa Memphis State Player of the Game. And for Miami, Chris Jones, prototypical wide receiver for the pros. He's a junior. Goes 6'4", 210, 7 catches for over 150 yards. And now Barnwell will kick it off, not Pruitt. Some of the reserves getting an opportunity. It's back deep. It'll be Brian Davis and Quitman Spalding. It'll be Spalding from the 3. Good return across the 30 out to the 35 for the final couple of snaps for Memphis State. I just want to take the time. I'm a visitor tonight. Hopefully Ron Franklin is feeling better, battling a bug, and he will be back with everybody on ESPN as the Bowls approach. But congratulations to this crew that has done an exceptional job. The technical staff, the spotters, the statisticians, everybody involved. It's been a great college football season, Mike.
For the job you've done tonight, we're going to give you a game camera.
The 94 is scheduled for Miami. Tulsa at Joe Robbie. That wouldn't count the first home game at the Orange Bowl. the Huskies of Washington. And it turned out to be a pretty tough second half of the season for Jim Lambright's squad.
Jim Lambright will have a good football team with the Huskies, and that will be a game you want to see next year.
Clifton Davis, a redshirt freshman from Como, Mississippi, takes over at quarterback now. Memphis State. A look at the future. Well, he knows he's got a good arm, but it's picked off. The defensive back for Miami. Marcus Carey with the interception. And he's barely